morning, everybody. How's everybody today? Hello. Hey, Sweet Lulu and Broken Justice, Nightmare, Cool Gamer. I realize several people just went live and, other people are live. I scheduled this last night, so, you know, I could have gone live a lot earlier had I known a lot of people were about to go live. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We are here to talk about what's going on with the Quinton Simon case um as far as what's going on with these YouTubers down there, and then also share voices behind the wall. Share is planning to go down and be with the family, and she had the family on the other night. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm here to discuss what's going on. I have my opinions of what should happen and what shouldn't happen. So I hope that y'all will come in and let's discuss it. And if anybody wants to talk about it on panel, we can do that. I know, broken. I mean, I had it scheduled last night, so you know, it's just the way it is, and it doesn't matter as long as we have people in here to chat. We're going to go ahead and do that, and maybe some people who aren't in this little drama crama community will find us. And if you want, anybody has a community tab, they want to go put it out that we're out here talking about this adorable little boy who's gone missing. Betty and Dolly, Bullhorn Betty and Dolly, whatever his name is, they're out on the railroad tracks looking for little Quentin. Now I don't have a problem with that. Go look for him. I mean, you know, supposedly this Georgia Bureau of Investigation person in uniform, I guess in uniform, somehow they identified as a person. Hey, Natalie. Somehow they identified as a person of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation by a person who's on YouTube and was on a panel last night saying that the body's not there and they're going to, and I'm not direct quoting, I'm just saying what this person said on a panel, that they're not going to find the body and stuff like that. Yeah, I did, broken. I sure did. Molly Golightly said, she was talking to Cher. She did well, I saw like a little video. Are you talking, broken? Like, I don't know, it was like 8 to 12-minute video, and she's telling Cher, talking to Cher about going down there. Again, if Cher wants to come up and talk come in here and talk, that's fine. I'm not. Look, here's how I feel about let me see. Hey, Cranky Squirrel. Hey, Maisie. Okay, Maisie. Well, make sure you concentrate on driving first, and then just listen, and you can always watch back because I don't want anybody to get hurt out here on these streets. Not the YouTube streets, which I got attacked last night. I just happened to drop into somebody's live stream. I heard somebody was live, and I went over there and I was like, "What?" I'm gonna make a video about that later on. Uh, Probably just a pre-recorded of me sitting right here at my desk. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it yet, but anyway, so yeah, so Molly Golightly's supposedly gonna go down there and hang out with Bullhorn Betty and Dolly, and then the local protesters are out there, and they're just causing all kinds of, excuse me, uh, turmoil. And the other night, I've got some recorded clips from Cher's live where Billy Joe went on camera and Leilani was on camera. They came out in the front yard. Look, they feel like caged animals. I get that. I get how that would make a person feel. I have said before, I left where I used to live. I've sold my house where I lived for, gosh, I don't know, like 9 years or something, because I have anxiety, and all that noise just was continual where I lived. It was like living in well, I was at an intersection and a bus route and near a hospital. And so there was just constant foot traffic and automobiles and everything. And it just got to a point where I had to leave. Plus the crime rate. But if you're sitting in a house like that, your whole world's been turned upside down. Now, to me, the way the way they behave and the way they appear to be a family before, because we've heard from the babysitter that these 2 little boys were found in the swimming pool. A 20-month-old little boy found in a swimming pool very easily. I don't know how they were in the pool and didn't, go under, because the older kid wouldn't be able to. I mean, it'd be unlikely that he could rescue his brother. And I've heard that little Quinton followed his brother, his big brother, everywhere. And, that's what kids do. You follow your older siblings if they allow you to. And so, you know, I mean, it doesn't appear that this family was like all that, we're not talking about the Brady Bunch or what are they called? What was that family? The Cleavers or something? The Beavers or I don't know, Beaver. But anyway, so the grandmother had guardianship for the children, and they were living in her home, and just a day or 2 before Quentin went missing, she had filed to have her daughter and her boyfriend kicked out of the house because they were, damaging her home, and it was a bad situation, and so there was a lot of upheaval in this home, and then you've got this missing, presumed dead little boy, and you've got the other 2 children taken by, social services, and it's just a time bomb in there. I can't even imagine, and especially if these people are doing drugs or have been doing drugs constantly, and they're withdrawing from these drugs that they no longer have access to. I mean, either way, it's a volatile situation, and you've got these crowds out here yelling and screaming and taunting and threatening physical violence, and you're in there and you feel trapped. I mean, you would feel trapped, and that noise and that constant, upheaval all the while, I'm not taking up for this family, but, they've got the whole thing of, "Well, I may be going to prison the rest of my life," and are they gonna charge is the grandmother gonna get charged with something? Is it gonna be what's it gonna I mean, that's a lot of stress on a human being, and so, I just feel like, some people need to, like, back off of that. Uh Hey, Deb and PA, I just feel that's my opinion. My opinion is that, and here's the other thing. Hey, Deb, don't text while you're in the Walmart parking lot. Tell Macy to be careful. Yeah, Cher has a different approach, and that's fine, and like I said, I'm not bashing anybody in particular because, look, I don't expect everybody to live their life the way I live my life, and I don't expect, um, everybody to agree with me, or that's just not how the world works. Um Yeah, they should go somewhere else, but, maybe they don't have money to go stay somewhere else. And then the people who were there, just like they found them over in now, had they been quiet when they went over to Tybee Island and got the motel room? That might have worked, but they were out drinking and acting, like having a good time, and people take offense to that when your child's missing, and FBI agents are out in a landfill sifting through tons, literally tons, tons, tons of raw garbage. Um, it's just crazy. But here's my thing, like, what if instead of Cher going down there and W like, I don't know that her background is in does she have education in how to deal with this kinda situation? Is she possibly gonna cause more harm than good? What I'm saying is, put that money that you would spend to go down there, or go down there, I don't know, but why don't y'all find somebody who's trained and has, knowledge in how to deal with such an awful situation and maybe calm the waters a little bit and things can, kind of level off down there instead of this, you know, well, I mean, Cher had them live on her YouTube. In the middle of all this chaos, she has her live on there. And so I'm just saying, did that diffuse the situation or did that accelerate the situation? Which way are we going with that? Because, it could be both ways. What do y'all think? Anybody got a opinion on it? If someone is offended by in the chat, then who's offended in my chat? What are y'all talking about in chat, please? What are we talking about? All right. It ain't easy being cheesy on YouTube. It is not easy having a channel on YouTube. All right. I just want to play this news report from Friday just to give a little bit of perspective to anybody who's in here who's not really keeping up with the case that much. It's just a little news clip from Friday, kind of the latest on the news on the situation.
And police officers are still picking through the Chatham County landfill looking for the remains of little Quinton Simon. The child was first reported missing earlier this month. Investigators now believe he is dead, and his mother, Leilani Simon, has been named as the main suspect in the case. WSAV's lead investigative reporter, Brett Buffington, is joining us now live at the Joint Task Force Command Center near the landfill. Brett, where do things stand tonight?
Tina, I can tell you those searchers, they have gone home for the day and for the week. They will suspend their search at that landfill over the weekend as they did last weekend. It's a time for them to essentially regroup in their efforts, take some type of break, as well as the landfill does close for the weekend. So they have gone home.
Now, the landfill closing for the weekend wouldn't have anything to do with this, in my opinion. The looking for this baby would not close landfill. I don't know why I throw that in. Sometimes, y'all, these news reporters really they've said things wrong, and so they're human just like we all are. But
they will resume their search on Monday morning at daybreak. I can tell you they can't tell us exactly how much trash they have gone.
Oh yeah, Cranky, you're fine here. I don't have any problems with you. Not that I know of. I mean, you never know on here, but no, I don't.
Through, or if they have found anything relevant to this case. Speaking of Quinton's mom, as you did at the beginning of this story, let me show you some brand new video we just got. This is out front of Quinton's home. It is Bulkhalter Road.
This is the day they came out with that's that foot right here, but beside where it says Leilani, that's Billy Joe's foot. I've got some video. I guess we can watch some of it. This is, I think that's Michael, the brother. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then that's Leilani. She's the prime suspect in the disappearance and death of her baby boy, Quinton Simon. And the other two siblings were taken from the home after Quinton went missing. These people, they came out front because the protesters were bothering them and they felt like caged animals. And also before they came out, there were signs placed along the street there where they have it blocked where people can't come into the yard. And, it's like on the easement. And so Dolly and Bullhorn Betty had I don't know if they put the signs up, but anyway, the people out there put these signs up. I'm pretty sure those were the signs that were advertising their channels as well, their YouTube channels. But anyway, at some point, they came out from the house and came out and ripped up all those signs and put them in the bed of a truck and drove off. So they're interacting, fighting back with the protesters, which I mean, they have sorry, there's something in my you get a lot of dog hairs flying around and stuff when you got cute puppies like I do, cute dogs. So, they're interacting, they're fighting back with the protesters. They've got the loudmouth protesters out there. I mean, and even when like the YouTuber people who we all are kind of familiar with leave, they've got locals out there that are just yelling the worst things and playing nursery rhymes and um they've got a baby. I think it's maybe from actually Quentin's voice that they play. And I'm just saying it was a volatile home before Quentin went missing, and now you've got this they're inundated with stress and people out in the street and you know, all the stuff that you would all normally have when your child's missing. I mean, it's a lot. And so the police came out and they said, "Well, we're afraid that you guys could get hurt out here. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that somebody runs up there and attacks them or worse with a gun or something." So yeah, it's cool, cranky. Um, so there's that. So let me finish this and then we'll keep going.
About 7 miles from where this command center is. This is the first time we have seen this. Protesters, they have been in front of that house for at least 2 weeks now, and Quinton's been missing for 3. But those protesters today met with Billie Jo Howell, Quinton's grandmother, and Leilani Simon, Quinton's mom, out front. They, of course, screaming justice for Quinton back at those protesters. There was some kind of a debacle there earlier today. The police have been called at least twice today back to that home, once we know from the police department involving signs. Meanwhile, let's get to new pictures we got today from the Chatham County Police Department and the FBI.
This is what's happening in this case right here.
And the incredible
right here on the screen. This is what's going on in this case. Not at this moment, not today on Sunday, but this is the meat of what's going on in this case. And there's a baby missing, y'all. There's a little boy who's presumed dead, and this is where they're looking for him. I just can't with these people.
Amount of work that they have to do in this search. You can see just those piles of trash. I can tell you from what we've been told by the FBI, they essentially bring trash from where they believe this dumpster that Quinton's body was in was dumped. They search through 2 lines of trash, and as soon as one of those lines is done, they bring in another one. Tina?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's ways to help the family. And again, I don't know if Cher can help them anyway. I've heard that she's done this in other cases with Dawn Wells and maybe another case. And really, it's her prerogative. It doesn't matter her background. What I'm concerned about is, are you going to actually be helping this family or hurting this family? And I just want to talk about it. I don't know. I just think it in my opinion, the best thing you could do would be to go down there. Go ahead, go down there and stay with the family for 10 days. And but why don't y'all find somebody to come in and help you organize maybe how to deal with what's going on? What's the best way you could deal with this politically, to be politically correct, to not bring worse on yourself, to not bring more hate on your family at this time, to take the the center of this issue back to where's Quentin and who hurt him, and we need to take care of we need to find all those pieces. I mean, it's just beyond me. And the protesters out there, they're not helping things at all. Just like I mean, I'm saying share, get some help, real help for them, but also the protesters aren't helping anything. What are y'all helping? What are y'all helping? The police are having to be called out constantly. Um, you know, where how could you better spend your time? Like today, Dolly and Bullhorn Betty are out searching. Go search somewhere. Go do something. Go serve at a soup kitchen. How is out there yelling at this family going to make anything any better? day after day after day after day after day. Let's just stop it. Yeah, it's crazy. Two wrongs never make a right, Mel. That's right. They look for 1 hour. Yeah. Oh, they're already back at the house, Shauna? Oh, geez, I didn't know that. Ugh.
Brett, you spoke to Quinton's biological father. What can you tell us about that conversation?
I can tell you we spent 2 days in Girard, Georgia. That's in Burke County, about 70, 80 miles away from here. And that is where Quinton Simon's biological father, Bubba Moss, lives. He is, of course, going through the loss of his son. As police have said, they believe Quinton is dead. But also we know that this week he lost his mother as well. I can tell you in the obituary for his mother, Quinton Simon listed as a survivor. But Bubba, obviously emotional in both of these. We asked him if he could tell us anything about his son, how he feels about this. He simply just walked back into his home. Tina.
Continuing coverage now.
Well, and then Danny was in the boyfriend was in the home whenever, that morning. So we don't know what involvement he had. That's true, broken. They need something like that. Um, let me see about. Yeah, if they put pressure on the police, well, I think the police are handling what they need to handle. Um, let me see just a second. I wanted to share this with you guys. Where did that just go? There it is. Ah, okay. I have some. Hold on a minute. It always does that. Just a second. No, I don't want it to open over there. Sorry, I'll be right with y'all. Just a second. Keep chatting. Keep chatting. Why does it do that?
I mean, you have to.
I don't know why it does this.
I mean, you have to understand that people are trying to put pieces together.
Well, I've had this happen before where I don't know why. I'm sorry. Well, Nightmare, we don't know that though. Oh, I thought you were saying they should have. Yeah, well, they didn't name her as the only suspect. They named her as the prime suspect. So they they may know a lot of things we don't know. Right? Let me see if I can do it like this. Just a second. I got it. Yeah, I had to unhook my monitor because I needed this to do something different. All right, now this is still won't let me. Why won't it let me? I'm just really getting frustrated now. Why does it do that?
I mean, you have.
Well, I'm trying to play a video, but it's not wanting to share to my other screen. Okay. Sometimes justice takes time and patience. It does. Everything does. Protesting is making their jobs harder. When people are dealing with trauma, it is impossible for them to make the correct decisions. When people are dealing with money grabs, it's impossible for them. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And the protesters have been out there accusing um they've been out there accusing this the police of stuff. Why won't it let me? Hmm. Well, I was gonna play this stuff. I think Cher's got it taken down. I have it recorded on my computer, but it's not letting me pull it over to my other screen. So, ooh. But yeah, I think that they should get a trained suspect. I mean, a trained person in that home to help deal with things. Maybe when Cher goes down there, that's what she can do. Um, you know, just go back to the Delphi case. Uh, oh crap. Now I really messed up. Oh, never mind. I'm having a bad day. The protesters, okay, let me see if I can get something up here. I can do it this way. I'm a bumbling. Let's see. Let's see what Bullhorn Betty's up to.
Everybody's kind of in the bottom of the balloon.
I'm just seeing what Bullhorn Betty's up to right now. So they are back at the house.
But I figured that would be on the ground and stuff like that.
They're back at the house. What are you going to do at the house, Bullhorn Betty? What are you going to do at the house to make the situation better? What could the family do? What could this family do to, I don't know, appease you? And what do you want them to do? I mean, what would you do if you were accused of murder and you were told, to stay at home, to stay, don't leave? Where would you go? I mean, what would you do? What would you do if protesters were out there day and night yelling horrible things at you? Guilty or not? I'm just saying, what would you do? How would you act if you were a caged animal? What gives you the right to go out there and yell and scream at these people constantly? And I'm not defending them. What they've done is horrible. It's not a mistake and it's not an accident. None of this is. The only thing that would have been an accident would have been if the baby's, if he wandered out of the house and he's missing because of that. But anything you did following up to him being injured or worse, um you hid stuff. You hid stuff and we don't even know how bad it is. I think law enforcement knows that she did, and I think they want her to show her yeah, I think so too. I think that as long as she's there, you know, what are they gonna do? They don't want to, in my opinion, they don't want to arrest her yet because they wanna make sure they have a solid case to protect the case. And if she's not a flight risk or they've got some way that they're tracking her, y'all, I don't think that they're just sitting there going, "Oh, she won't run away." They've got some way to track her. And they want to teach the family a lesson. Hey, Shauna. And what if Yeah, and what if it was the boyfriend? What if it was him? And what if Leilani really doesn't remember what happened that morning? We don't know. I mean, truth of the matter is, when you are doing drugs, which is what her mother said, you don't, um, you do stupid things. You do stupid things. That doesn't, give anybody any out of anything. It doesn't mean that you're not guilty of anything. It means you do stupid things. I think the grandmother knows quite a bit of what happened. I think she knows where he is, or, what they've told him or told her. She knows enough. She knows enough. They're The reason they feel like cage animals is because maybe they're not where they should be. Well, I don't know. I don't know where I would be. I don't know where I would be. I wouldn't be out there smoking a cigarette, sitting in a lawn chair laughing and cutting up and taunting back at protesters. If I did something, if I was responsible for a baby and something happened to them, that's not where I would be. I'd probably be holed up in my bed. I'd probably be looking for whatever drugs I'd been doing to, you know, get me out of my feelings because it would be so horrible. Yeah, you would be at the landfill. Hey, Sherry. Yeah, if you do stupid things, call 911. Like, the worst thing you could do if there was an accident and something happened to him, the worst thing you can do is go hide evidence and scurry around and do all this stuff to cover up something because you did something bad and you don't want to go to prison or you know, whatever. It's crazy. Yeah, they are making it worse. I just really wish I could play one of these. Nope, don't do that. I'm trying one. What's it playing on over here? Oh, I just got it. Wowza. This is a clip from Share. I don't know why it's not wanting to grab. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can play this for a minute. This is a clip from Share the other night. I've got a few clips, and I just want to play, you know, fair use and everything. Share. I mean, I hope you don't mind. I just want to show a little bit of this. Please come talk if you want to come talk. I'm not bashing you. I just want people to see what happened the other night, and so if anybody wants to come talk about it, I'm very open for that. I don't know how many people saw what happened. I think I got it muted there. Sorry, I'm having trouble with this. Oh, here it is. All right.
Typed, and then they're running. I heard today there's a video of the grandma saying Leilani did it. I said, no, there really isn't. There was a message, and it's been clarified that the FBI told her this is where it's leading. Billy Joe never said that. And it's gotten so out of control at this point. For me, if they can't spell Quinton's name correctly,
yeah,
they have no right being out there.
So they're talking about the protesters being there, and they don't even know how to spell Quinton's name, and they're all in it for a money grab. And so that's, you know, that's their opinion, and I don't disagree with that. Insanity, and in my opinion, is not helping the situation one bit. The protesters appear to be out. I totally agree with that. That's what I want to talk about. We're here to talk about these protesters mostly, and also the interaction that Cher's having with the family and how best that could be handled as far as actually helping the family. Just going down there to be with them. I mean, everybody's right. And I'm not bringing up Cher's past and all that stuff like a lot of people are. It's just, hey, Amber, welcome. Yeah, thank you, Nightmare. Yeah, okay.
So it's ridiculous.
If you're watching and you don't know, this is Cher, voice for the Voices Behind the Wall. And to the right of her it says Billy Betterton, which is a different last name than we've been given for Billy Joe. But this is Leilani in there right now. I've got clips and they're out of order. So, I mean, they're not in a particular order. Mostly Billy Joe was on camera, but Leilani did come on camera here. I don't think she says much.
Enough is enough with this mess.
All the so-called harassment and stalking and misinformation galore.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of it.
Yep, it has gotten out of control. They
Ever
said
since
Jesus
we
loves you.
outside,
Yeah, they've been a lot calmer now since you went out there, haven't they? Haven't they?
They have
Like,
no choice.
if you heard chasing,
It did calm down when they went out front. I think it kind of took the protesters by surprise, maybe. I mean, I'm not out there, so I don't know. But it ramped back up. You haven't seen this, Amber? Well, I've just got some clips from the other night, and I went to shares this morning to see if it was there, and I believe she's privated it. So I'm not showing a whole lot. I'm just showing a little bit from the other night. And if you weren't aware that the family came out front in the protesters' face after the family came out and pulled up signs that the protesters had put up about justice for Quinton. So it all came, it came to a pretty big head that day. It is, Mel. Oh, well, BJ was on there quite a while. Like I said, these clips aren't in order. I was having trouble even playing them. So, yeah, Ebel, me too.
out the yard. There's no more threatening to put me in handcuffs themselves. None of that. They're not doing that.
good.
No.
Good.
No. And if you just stand there and do not speak to them under any circumstances, you just stand there. There's nothing they can do to you.
There's a lot they can do to you, though, actually. I mean, you're putting yourself in danger because you're the primary suspect in the murder, in the death of a baby, a 20-month-old, a toddler. And you're putting yourself out there with angry protesters who you don't know what kind of weapons they might have or what kind of mental illness issues they might have. You don't know what's going to happen. And right now, you're like the most hated person in that area. Right? Because you're the primary suspect of a missing baby boy. So you're putting yourself in danger by going out in the front yard, right? You just are. Yeah. Screaming, "Marry me." Why do they do that? Hey, Packless. Thank you, Packless. You want to come up and talk, Packless? Because very open to having somebody come up and talk about this with me.
Just look them straight in their face. That's one, I made eye contact with.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll have your side one day. Don't you worry, Leilani. You're going to tell your story one day.
Sorry, you broke up again. Based upon what?
That too. They keep on trying to claim that Danny's here. Danny left 4 days into this.
So Danny left, according to her, 4 days into this. Not just missing, but presumed deceased by her hands. Of course, she is hated. Yeah.
And went to
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Danny's not there. Danny is not there.
Danny's the one I suspect. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not really
He
sorry.
left
I as well.
a day or two. Parents take him back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, look, it doesn't matter where Danny went. Danny doesn't need to be in that home right now, so it's a good thing. And supposedly he's with his family, and the police have interviewed him, and I'm sure that the police know exactly where he is. If they don't, I don't know. Maybe he rolled on her. We don't know. Everybody has a life story, even a blade of grass. And an ant. There's ants building out on my patio. They keep building these mounds out there, and I'm like, I don't want to hurt you guys. I love little ants. Yep. Houseflies have Chernobyl. Danny isn't the one and only suspect. Yeah, well, there's not a one and only though. From what we've been told, there's a prime suspect, and that is Leilani. And for her to stand there and talk about, I love ants. I had an ant farm one time, Belle. You know, those plastic ant farms you get and you can watch them. I love those. Oh, you think Cinnamon Bear? Oh, she did? Okay, well, this one might end up on Dr. Phil. Anybody want to come talk about this with me?
Something is very wrong there.
Mm-hmm. So that right there, people. There's Danny. No, Danny's not. Danny has dreads, by the way. Like, I mean,
I saw that. But Leilani, I'm going to tell you every day. Don't you take a charge for no man, right? You promise.
oh no.
Okay, that's all we have to say.
Don't take a charge for no man. So you think Cher kind of insinuates there that he's at fault, and she's just simply going to be the fall guy for that. Wow. Your story will be told. Yeah, and Dawn Wells is out of prison or out of jail. Yeah, Belle, if she was dumping something at the dumpsters that morning before they called 911, and then when the child was supposedly missing and they didn't know where he was, he wandered off. They weren't even looking for him. Like, they didn't look very far. And then when the babysitter came over, supposedly, we don't know who's telling the truth here, but the babysitter came over and asked them if they needed help, and they were like, "No, we've already looked." I have not heard only suspect mentioned by law enforcement. I know that news agencies have been saying only. Um, I take offense to that. There's also a particular news agency that's been saying Quinton's 18 months old. I mean, you got to be able to get your news right if you're going to be out there as a legitimate news source. You got to be able to at least get the age right. Okay, Pac. Here, I need somebody to come up here and talk to me. Just a second. Let's finish. Let's watch the rest of this, and then I'll get you that link. Just a second.
I mean, absolutely not over your child. Shit.
I don't. They just Michael right there was there.
Tanya said,
Yeah, they were having some definite technical issues. I don't know if we even got any more of that. All right. So, Packless can come up. Okay, Packless, let me put up a overlay. Only overlay I got handy. A lighter side of life. Alrighty. A lighter side of life. Wow, it's acting weird. Alrighty. Hold on. A lighter side of life. Where am I getting that feedback? Oh, maybe it was from you.
It was me. I didn't pause.
Oh, sorry, I was like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, I didn't.
Just a second. Just 1 second. Okay, let me remove this. I never used a peen screen. There we go. What you got to say about it, Packless? Because I mean, I think we're on the same page here, but let me hear your thoughts.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. I mean, they're not helping anything at this point, and the family's not really helping anything at this point either. But I guess they are in their own self-interest because they're throwing out all these stories, muddying the waters, throwing the blame on Danny now. I mean, when she first reported the kid missing, this is Leilani, supposedly, she threw the baby's biological dad under the bus and said he came and got him. So they went and looked him up. And they're like, I haven't been there in months. You know what? I don't know what she's talking about. So it was just lies from the get go. I mean, her grandmother came out, Billy Joe, right off the bat with the stepdad and was like, "Hey, I can't trust her. She lies all the time. You know, she's good sometimes, sometimes she's bad. You know, basically saying when she's on drugs, she's not there. When she's not on drugs, maybe she's semi all right. And at this point, they have nothing but to throw this defense, and it's scary because unless they have a significant amount of blood evidence, they got to find the body or something with that because they can't really prove that he's actually not there. And if they would have just from the get-go said he was abducted and stuck with that story, it
Yeah.
would have been a lot more plausible. But with all this other fluff in the middle and then going back kind of to that story, but like you said earlier, we don't know what the cops really know as far as exact facts of what they were told. And if they got video evidence of her throwing something away in a dumpster, I mean, or if it's just a phone ping evidence that she went to that area and there's really nothing there but dumpsters, you know, unless they found some evidence, I mean, that's not really anything. That's kind of hearsay. That's
It
why they
is.
haven't arrested her yet. And I think a
It
lot of people's problems is a lot of just like the other, a lot of evidence is pointing to them and they're lying. You know, it's obvious they're lying about some of the stuff, so what would make any of it be believable that they're saying? But, they are innocent to proven guilty, and everyone's just like, they're guilty until proven innocent at this point.
yeah, and that the protesters like, what is that even gonna get anywhere? I mean, it's not gonna do anything but cause issues
Yeah, for
and
sure.
give her some reason to be playing a victim. Like they're over there playing a victim. And there's a little boy missing. And and also what you're saying about the dumpster, you gotta think that they had her putting something in that dumpster um to spend all this time and resources on the landfill. I mean, it would couldn't they wouldn't just go out there because of a phone ping, in my opinion. There had to be something put in the dumpster. That doesn't mean it was him.
Well, that also goes back to the Danny thing too, because maybe Danny hasn't talked to them after he left, and maybe he did. You know, supposedly she went in 3 times, he went in 5 times to the police. So maybe he gave her up, or was like, "Hey, look, the kid was there when I left that morning. If she went somewhere after that, she had no reason to go." You know, maybe he's like, "I'm distancing myself from this. This is what I know." And maybe that is part of the information they have. I'm sure it's not just one thing. It has to be multiple things. I mean, it has to be probably a phone ping there. Not only that, who called the babysitter? You know, that's kind of not up in the air still at 5:30 in the morning or 5:29 to say, "Oh, we don't need your services today." You know, Leilani's going to stay with the kid. To me, it sounded like the boyfriend did that. So it's a lot of crap. And at this point, Leilani has nothing better to do or nothing that'll help her more than to throw some other stories out there. You know, you got Billy Joe saying, "This is what I think happened." You know what I mean? They were both with the whole thing with
Uh-huh.
Bubba, or the biological father of Quinton. She's like, gave her a whole theory of what she thought happened. Did you see that?
Yeah, and they've blamed the biological father, they've blamed Danny, they've blamed the babysitter.
Yeah.
I mean, and what Nightmare just said, yes, because the police declared he is unalive with great confidence. They didn't haw around about that. I think they've got something, and I think you're correct that I think Danny rolled, and I think that's what you're saying. I think that he's told them everything he knows, and I don't think that he's involved with what happened because I don't feel like they would have named her the primary suspect if they had, proof that he was involved in this cover up.
Yeah.
Unless,
He's the
but
only smart one.
what if he rolled and so he's not their primary maybe because he's involved but he's already they've got him. Is that possible? Like, for them to still say she's primary suspect and they've got him on whatever part he played, if he played a part. I'm just
Yeah,
wondering.
maybe they worked out a deal with him. They're like, "Hey,
Mhm.
if we go forward with this prosecution against her for the, this or that, you're our star witness, and we'll give you a deal or something." It makes sense. He's the only smart one right now. He hasn't said a word. He
Yeah.
hasn't come out and said nothing. And I don't know if that's because he got a lawyer, because obviously these people haven't got a lawyer.
They need to.
Meaning the family. Yeah, if they're using Cher as their lawyer, they're in trouble. I mean, oh my
Mhm.
goodness,
Mhm.
run now because it's not going to work out great. But yeah, he's been smart. He hasn't said nothing. Even, I mean, I guess from my point of view, when people are yapping, yapping, yapping like crazy, not like they are, but if they come out just strong, like vehemently deny everything, then that's more like what you would think someone would do. To hide behind this and come out and say this little thing here, or go on a live on YouTube or Facebook, and it's just it just doesn't seem right. You would shut up. You would be on the cops, be like, "My kid was abducted. He got out of the house. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that he got out. We didn't lock the door. The door was left open when my boyfriend left for work," or whatever bullshit you want to say. You would be out there, be like, "I need to find my kid." And, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna believe the FBI that I did something to my kid and I don't remember." That's the
Right.
story. That's what FBI or police are telling her. I mean, you would be like, "Well, I don't remember it," and then you would go out there and be like, "Let's find my kid." I mean, the cops are on a one-track mind here by the looks of it.
Yeah, and I'd be out there running around like crazy trying to find my baby. A 20-month-old, I don't know how far they could get, but if you didn't know that your son was already gone, why weren't you out there looking for him those first few days?
Oh, yeah, you would have walked. I would have done a grid around my house.
Mhm.
That would, if the kid actually got out and you felt that way and you didn't know
Flyers.
what happened, you would go and do and search. I mean, I would. What would be the big deal to walk down the street in everyone's backyard and look over the fence or look under this, or look in like the pool back there or whatever? You would do that. I mean, for these people not even to try to do that, like, just be like, "I don't know, he's gone." And then they sit in their house or they sit in the backyard. Like,
Or they
what
go
the
over to Tybee Island.
Yeah, they go, yeah. I mean, that was kinda, I supposedly if friends came into town and they were
Right,
staying there, so I
right.
had no problem with them going there for a day and having some, talking to some friends or having some lunch or dinner or whatever. Maybe do a shot. I'm not a drinker. Maybe, have a drink. I don't give a shit. I don't think it was what it was played out to be, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Um
I mean, yeah, I
But yeah,
don't.
you would do something the first few days at the very least,
Mhm.
that first day. And at this point, you would be screaming from the tops of your lungs to anyone that would hear you. Yeah, you might do a social media tour, but it'd be like, "Here's Quentin, here's the picture, here's the most recent
Yes.
picture. Please help me find my kid." If anyone has any information, or something. These people are just like, "Yeah, man, he's gone. So if
Yeah,
you
and
find him, you find him.
yeah,
If not,
and the
I'll just be
FBI
here."
said this, and I don't remember I don't remember. So I was just, in the story that she couldn't be woken up that morning, but yet she's supposed to be there. They don't need the babysitter because she's going to be there with those kids. Well, how can a sleep parent take care of an infant? She had a small child there, a baby. Yes,
Yeah,
a
I know.
bell. I'd be running up and down the. I would be calling all the news people to come out. I mean, it would just be crazy. And they didn't. They didn't do anything. What they look for like an hour supposedly?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, not even that from what the babysitter said. She even offered to help to go look
Yeah,
initially right then, and they're like, "No, we got this."
I
Like,
know.
from
I'd be
inside your
like,
house?
"Yes,
Like,
and can you get your kids to come, and can you get the other neighbors to come, and why are the police not out there looking?" I mean, we weren't there in the beginning, of course, so we don't know exactly what went down, but we've heard, and I just feel like that they know where he is. So now Billy Joe might not know where he is because she's only going by what the FBI supposedly. I don't know. We don't know what she knows. We
exactly,
don't
and I
know what
actually
Leilani remembers.
Yeah, and I actually feel a little bit for Billy Joe because she wasn't there, and if she knew this was gonna happen, she wouldn't have left those kids with her, and we don't really know. From my understanding is they weren't taken away from Leilani and given to Billy Joe, like, they had like, court ordered or something. It was like a mutual thing that they did for whatever reason. Maybe it was ahead of some court stuff or something, but I don't believe it was mandatory, you're losing your kids kinda thing, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well, that she had guardianship, but it wasn't a court ordered thing. Now, when you get to that situation, but you're leaving, so Billy Joe, somebody's got to work, right? So she goes off to work out of town, and the children are left in the care of this woman who, you know, does drugs all the time, and when she does drugs, she does bad things, right? That's what Billy Joe said. Yeah, and Billy Joe also, Mel, I mean, like, that's her daughter. I mean, you gotta also, this is her daughter, and one of her sons is in prison for murder from what I've heard. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the Billy Joe's gotta be having a hard time with all this, you know?
Well, yeah, you said it right there. It's her daughter,
Mhm.
I mean, I when I look at, like, parents and stuff, they'll do anything for their kid and say anything, and you wanna believe your kid, and they know she's a known liar, even the stepdad's kind of the face of reality, I thought, when they did the interview. The mother believes it, knows it, but doesn't wanna admit it because she's her mom, you know what I mean? Like, and then it's your grandson on top of it. I mean, I feel for her because I don't think she was involved, and Leilani could be lying to her just constantly, and she doesn't know what to believe. And I like that little glimpse that we got into her theory of what she thought happened, which is still, she wants to believe it was an accident. Who would not want to believe that when your daughter and your grandson are involved? So it makes a lot of sense, to not really throw her under the bus and really be on her about most of this stuff. Leilani is a different story, but there's no need. They're not doing anything out there yelling. Um, I mean, some of the stuff these people are saying out there is just,
It's
I'm,
horrible.
it's unbelievable. I never, I feel sad for society that these people are doing that and talking like that. I mean, some of them are YouTubers too that are just doing it for this stuff, and these, they're their chat's just feeding them. They're like, "Yes, do this, play Quentin's laugh back to
Mhm.
the house." I mean, dude, these people are sick, man, and they're just feeding this stuff. And these YouTubers are like the head of a misguided mob mentality. It's just like it's totally a mob mentality that everyone thinks that what they believe is correct 100%, and they want to have street justice. Um, and these people are like the head for that, and it's sick, man. It really is sick. And they're
Yeah.
making money, so they're like, "Oh, we're doing under the guys that we're doing it for Quentin. It's for Quentin." When they get out there, you don't hear Quentin's name for the first like 20 minutes, man, and then you may hear someone mention Quentin's name, and it's not for Quentin. And if anything, this is disrespecting the baby when they're yelling some of that stuff to the house like that. It's just they're disrespecting him, and that's what's sad about the whole thing. Because we may never find out what happened. We may never find him, and these people are disrespecting his name more than anything. No matter what you feel about this and how you think exactly what happened, and that what the mother did or this and that and the other, you don't know, and you're disrespecting Quentin. That's what you're doing. You're doing nothing else but that. It's sad. It really is.
It's horrible, and, they're gonna be even more lucky to find Quentin than, when they found Kaylee Anthony, when the meter reader found Kaylee Anthony, that was like, "Oh my gosh," and little Kaylee was just right down the street, and so, we don't know that that's not where Quentin is, like, right down the street somewhere. But, him being found in that landfill, the odds of that are just so slim. They just need to find a tiny part of him, one bone,
Yeah, it's
but
gonna
they're
be hard. I mean, I thought I saw somewhere it was like 9%, when they know, and it was already, I want to say, what was it, like a week probably before they stopped putting trash in that area, of the grid from and it's a big landfill. It's a big area. And then I don't know, man. Yeah, I really I would take it
Because
like down to 1%, if anything, to find anything. If he's even in
yeah.
there. I mean, it could have been a red herring. I mean, I talked about this in other channels on chats. It's like
Mhm.
we don't know if that going to the dumpster, everyone knows they're on film nowadays. You can't go down your street without hitting 5 ring cameras coming out of people's houses. I mean, I
Right?
have a full security setup. I have the whole, like not a major street, but a normal street. Then we have our street we live on, and it's pointing to all that. We see everybody that goes by, all day if you have a time. So you're going to be on camera. You're on camera. Um, so I mean, so for her to go out and dump something like that, and they say they have it on camera or good knowledge that she did that, that could just be a red herring, just to lead them off
Yeah,
of
it
the
could
whole
be.
fence. They're out there. She threw something in there, and they're out there digging in the landfill, and they may not find nothing. What are they going to say? Well, we just couldn't find them, but we believe he was in there. It's just not going to work like that. That's what sucks. And that a lot of people are wanting them to bring up like lesser charges just to get her, child neglect or something like that because we don't know where he's at. But that would even be hard, I would believe, in some cases, not having a body and with them saying, "Hey, the door was open when I got up." He got out somehow and someone could have grabbed him. I mean, it's
Sadly, you're making a really good point. I mean, this may not even end up as being a murder charge or anything because I mean, I hadn't even thought about that.
and then you look
Because
at
we
the guy that just got arrested for the Harmony Montgomery. It's been a while since that. He didn't have his kid. They didn't know his kid was missing, and she was missing for like 2 years, and then they started to confront him about it. So it took that much time to even do anything with that. So I mean, it could just be a big long time, basically a long period of time before we even realize or get any more information about this or what they're doing because they're not going to give us little bits and pieces if this doesn't pan out in the landfill. I mean, it could be years before we even
oh,
find out if there's a charge or something.
can you imagine years at this home with all this going on? Well, I mean, that's what the thing with Summer Wells. I mean, we don't know what happened to her, and now Dawn's out, so that circus is about to start back up.
Yeah, they were all around their house forever. I
Mhm.
mean, they're still, like you said, he's just getting out of jail and they're going to be around his house again. It's going to be a madhouse over there. I can't imagine on that street, to have even 10 people there every night and
It
every
just
day.
it bothers me because there are other people who live in that neighborhood where we'll go back to Quinton. They're, people in that area who are having to hear this stuff day and night, and it's affecting their lives no matter if those people think it is or not. I definitely know that it is. If those people feel like caged animals who are, the people who had custody of this little boy when he went missing, all those other people feeling the same way. I mean, it's horrible. Just put wherever you live, everybody, wherever you live, just imagine if that was happening right outside your front door. How would you deal with that stress? And these people are innocent, not the family necessarily, but all these neighbors. It's a big circus.
Well, yeah, and you got to worry about they're bringing kids to these protests. Some of these people. I saw
Yes.
a lady standing the other day. The kid had to have been maybe a couple months old, and she's holding them. I'm talking maybe a month old. Like, what are you doing? Then they have these other little kids late at night. I mean, they got to be like 8 to 11 years old, and they're just
I
standing out there with what's going on as these people are yelling the most vulgar things at these people. And the whole neighborhood, like you said, has to hear this. They didn't
Mhm.
do nothing wrong because they live next to the house. Supposedly, the people that live right next door, they left. They're like, man, we're gonna wait till this is over before we even come back to our house. That's ridiculous. If I was those people, I would call the cops, and supposedly they are calling the cops. Every day. I would just nonstop be like, "Are you gonna do something
Mhm.
about this? I'm calling again. Hey, every hour on the hour, every 10 minutes, be like, yo, this is so and so calling again. Just to let you know, these people are yelling vulgar things. I'm trying to have a barbecue with my kids. Just want to let you know until you do something about it. Just keep calling. I mean, they're gonna have to do something about it. They're standing on these little easements next to a freaking ditch. You know, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna do something stupid, or accidentally, someone's gonna hit them with the car. I mean, what's the speed limit on that road right there? Because these cars are going like 35, 40 miles an hour down there.
It's
And then,
like, I don't know, and they've got, like you said, the kids that are old enough to walk around, they're all just walking out in the road and stuff. I don't know how somebody hasn't gotten run over yet, and
it's a,
why people wanna take their children out to something like that. It's amazing to me. It's just horrible. The whole thing is a horrible mess, and people need to just go home. Go home. Blast from your YouTube screen at home and leave. Yeah, and there are people in that home who are not guilty of this, like Billy Joe wasn't there.
yeah,
Who's
at the time.
dancing? Who
Oh
was
yeah,
dancing?
one of the protesters was twerking. Like when
Oh,
they were trying to leave the driveway, they were blocking the driveway because there's already been like 5 or 6 arrests already out there
yeah, there've
of
been
the protesters.
yeah, at least 5. I remember the 5th happening. I don't know if one happened since then. But they're just taunting them to arrest me, so they can go tell all their friends, I got arrested at a protest. Usually, when you go protest, it's a political type of thing that people get arrested for and they take pride in. But no, you're going to take pride in yelling and screaming at a person who you've deemed, look, she hasn't gone to court yet. She hasn't gone to trial. None of them have gone to trial. And they're accusing them of being killers. And they are yelling the worst. People are so mean. They're like, "You deserve to die, and you deserve to," I don't even wanna say it, "rot in hell," and stuff, and that kind of those kind of words don't come out of me. I don't get that angry at somebody who I don't know and who's not been accused, not been through the court system. We do have a court system here. So, give this family a break, y'all.
Yeah, they're saying stuff that they have no basis to say because they don't know. Like you said, they don't know these people at all. And they go out there, I mean, yeah, it's vulgar. I mean, I mean, it made me just almost want to puke. Some of the stuff that it has been said and that keeps being said out there. And a lot of it, like I keep saying, these YouTubers are saying it too. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Like and these people are eating it up, which is even more sad to me, that these people are like, yeah, 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 you tell them, man, you tell them, and here's a $50 super chat because I think you're doing the right thing. It's like, man,
Mhm.
dude, send your money, go send your money to them because you don't deserve that. You deserve to get bamboozled like that. You just do, but it's just sad that these people are like that, and that, like you said, they're not guilty of anything 100% in a court of law yet. Let's just calm down, and to yell at everyone and just anyone that goes over there is ridiculous. Like you said, Billy Joe wasn't even there at the time, and to wish death on her and to
Mhm.
wish other things that are crazy on her for being a mother of someone that may or may not have had something to do like this, it's stupid, man. People are idiots. That's all you can really say at this point.
Yeah, and what's in a person's core that they can yell at people and wishing the worst harm to their physical bodies? Like, I hope this and this happens to you. Where does all that hate come from? Because these people don't know this woman. How do you have that much hate for somebody you don't know? Like you're wishing them pain and death and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're talking like crazy stuff. Like, how do you even think of stuff like that to even
Mhm.
say, or how does that even come across your mind that you would want that to happen to someone else or something? It's just that is mind-boggling too. Yeah, that's sick. These people are like really sick and disgusting.
I just don't
It's
that
sad.
those thoughts don't even come to my mind. When,
Exactly.
and even people who I like despise, those thoughts don't the thought of somebody going through pain and suffering, physical death like that, that's just not something that I wish on anybody. I'm just not that That's just not my nature, but, some of these people, they're just like, "You deserve the worst thing to ever happen." You don't even know what happened to that baby. You know, I mean, a lot of bad things could have happened to that baby, but it doesn't mean that the mother, like, took him and did something physically to him. It could have been a bad mistake, it's not a mistake if a baby goes and gets in the pool and drowns, but it was a preventable thing, and
Yeah,
therefore
preventable accident.
and then you cover and then if you covered it up, so you made yourself look guilty, but, I mean, it could have been something that the mother isn't this big ogre of a maniacal person who, harmed this child. It could have been a lot less than that and still be considered a murder, so it's horrible. I just don't get it.
Well, you see that sadly a lot too, where an accident turns into something else because the people panic. And you don't know unless you're in that situation. If the kid's already gone, I mean I'm not saying for me or anything, but that could weigh into something, especially if she didn't wake up for a few hours. The kid, there's not if there's something you could do initially or at least try initially, yeah, you're gonna do it. But if it got to the point where I could see a scenario like that. I mean, it's just how it is and how people are nowadays. It's your basic instinct kicks in as self-preservation, basically. I mean, it's instinct sometimes.
What I was wondering too, does if anybody, maybe somebody knows, and I just don't know, like that morning when supposedly Leilani went to this trailer park and the dumpster and all that, where were the other two kids? Like Danny had left for work, that we've been told, and I mean, were there other adults in the home taking care of these children, or did she throw them in the car with her? I mean, I'm just wondering, does anybody here know what happened? Have you heard where those
Uh,
other children were?
from what I heard, I'm having mixed things about what time she actually went to the dumpster. Some say it was
Mhm.
earlier in the morning, closer to 9 o'clock. Some were saying it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, or something like that. So
Hey, Mandy.
I don't know personally, but I've heard both. And then I've heard that she was video recorded at the dumpster, and then I heard that they were following her ping of her phone. So I mean, we don't know. I don't think 100% from what I understand, and from listening to so-called reputable news sources. I don't think they even came out and said 100% what was going on. Just like the text or whatever to the babysitter, I don't think we still figured out, was it Danny that texted, or was it just
Mhm.
Danny's phone? I mean, we're not really sure with that, but that would put a lot of play into what Danny being involved. If she drove there at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, even though he may have been sleeping at the time, that would just put another little wrench in this whole thing, the timeline. Until we
Right,
know, okay.
right. So, we don't know, but we're hopeful that the police do, and I'm under belief, really, I don't believe that they would be searching. I'm hopeful they wouldn't be searching this landfill based upon a phone ping. I mean, I just don't believe that. So, I think they've got her on, like you said, and I mean, I've added a Ring doorbell here on my home since I've been on YouTube just recently. And, everybody's got cameras now. It's amazing how many people have cameras that you can't walk down the street without being on. And especially if I don't know how close this house is to businesses and stuff, but, out on the main thoroughfares, you're going to have a lot of cameras too. All the
Yeah,
businesses have them.
well, we have a lot of street, cameras. It's either news, the law enforcement, the county has cameras at almost every intersection where I live in Florida. So, I mean, they're going to be able to track you if you're going somewhere and actually see more than likely who's in the car, in most cases too.
Mhm. So we should
Yeah,
be able to they should be able to at least have her on some cameras and what time. I mean, I just don't think, like, there's no way that's just a phone ping and they're spending months, they said maybe months in the landfill. Mm-mm.
yeah, you would hope that they put a lot of evidence together for that, and or have a lot of evidence, like you said, some video at least, not and put it together with the phone ping or something, because that's a lot of eggs to put in one basket. They're kind of narrowed in, directly towards the landfill, thinking, "Yep, that's it, we got it." without her actually saying that, or that's weird, man, for sure. So I mean, Danny could be like we talked about. He could have spilt the beans and
Mhm.
cooperating witness or whatever. That's why he's the smart one. Or they told him, "Hey, shut the hell up! Don't say nothing. Don't talk to anyone. We'll hide you out and wherever we're hiding you out at." And hopefully, we find some more evidence, and then we'll bring you back to testify against her. I guess I don't know. But you think that they would know that? Maybe they do. That's why they're coming out with all
Yeah.
this stuff.
I've thought from pretty early on that, that Danny rolled with whatever he knows. That's my opinion, because he was obviously there that night and that morning. So, we've heard rumors that he drove back by the house around 8:15. I've heard they shared the same vehicle, so I don't even know about all that. But I think he knows. I think he's told what he knows, and I think that, maybe he helped cover it up, and they're just waiting to get more, on her before they start charging, and then he'll just be the one who goes in and says, "This is what I." That's what I think. I think he's a witness, and maybe has some kind of deal because of his involvement. But they know the police have to know something.
Yeah, because the family really didn't say anything about him. Like he was just, oh, he's not there anymore for a while. Then just recently, when they started throwing out a few more defensive things, they started to throw him under the bus again. So yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird. There's a good chance that he did do that, and that's a one of the stronger theories that I've heard so far about this stuff.
Mhm.
It would
Melissa, do
make
you wanna come up and talk about, we're talking about the, um, stuff that's going on, at the home and everything, and now we've kinda got off into the, guilt and everything, but I see you here, and welcome, and you're welcome to come up. And also, Mandy, do you have something you wanna share with us about something that you're sharing? Anybody? And Pack, you're still with me, so Packless, so,
Yep.
do you have any final thoughts on.
Not really. I just wish that they would just get out from in front of the house.
Mhm.
It's misguided. It's sickening. It's pretty disgusting in some cases. Some of the stuff that they're yelling that other people other than these people in the house can hear. Not that that's not bad in itself, but you have the neighbors, you have other people there, protesting as well that are hearing this with their kids and stuff. It's just it's not doing anything. It's sad. And I hope these YouTubers that are out there kind of pushing this a little bit, because now they're like these other locals are hearing, oh my god, they're making all this money. They're doing all these super chats and all this other crap and and so now I feel like it's gonna bring more people out when they hear
Mhm.
this. And they're like, oh
Mhm.
man, they're making money. They just have to stand out there with a camera. I'm gonna start doing this. Seriously. And with all this Venmo Cash App crap, you don't have to worry about super chat. You don't have to worry about the platform you're on, because they're just sending it directly to your, this app. And it's yeah, it's crazy, man. It's gonna get worse. And like I've been saying, it's gonna get worse till someone gets hurt. And then they're
Yeah, and
gonna step
somebody's gonna
in.
get hurt, exactly, and I'm surprised
I
nobody's
mean,
gotten run over or gotten into a big fight or pulled out a gun, because I don't know where y'all live, but around here, guns are plentiful, and they get pulled out a lot. Not my house. I'm just saying around, in the South down here.
yeah, I mean in Georgia, I think it's open carry you're allowed to have there too. And in Florida it's concealed, but still, yeah, and then in Florida, I don't know, Georgia's the same way, but when you're in your car too, that's like your domain. So you can protect yourself, your car, and yourself in your car. In Florida, at least, I don't. We have a lot of same laws as Georgia does in a lot of cases. But yeah, man, it's sad to say, but someone's gonna get hurt. It's only gonna get worse, and it's gonna take someone getting hurt, and even then, I don't. It's gonna be how bad did they get hurt
Yeah.
to stop it. That's sad to say, but just society's just lost their mind. They want to see the train wreck. They want to rubberneck to that accident. It was just what everybody wants to see. They want the sensationalism of something. They don't want to hear, yeah, Quentin got out and somehow he got through the gate and fell in the pool and drowned. They don't want to
Mhm.
hear that. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
just that will be the last thing anyone will want to hear. It's just how everyone is nowadays.
Yeah,
And
they're not gonna if that happened to be the case and then she panicked and hid the body, everybody's still gonna say, "Oh, that's not what happened," you know, because it's drama and like I've been wondering, does a case have its own drama? Because this case kind of has its own drama, but everybody's swooping in and causing even more drama. So, I've also always wondered, did the case have this drama? Why is this case, pulling all these people in? Is it because the case has drama, or we're the new drama?
yeah, no,
I mean, we're making
they
the
in
drama.
yeah, they insert it in there, and if online or YouTube runs with it, and the crowd likes it, they're like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna
Mhm.
yeah do that for this one." And but this is the new thing, and BHB said it the other day on her thing. She's like, "We have very smart people that came up with this strategy." Like
Yeah, I heard that too.
they're doing God's work. It's like, man, I mean, they're just it's ridiculous.
It's a strategy, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a strategy to make money, off of other people's misery, and in this case, in a lot of these cases, on a minor or a little kid's death or disappearance. And that is sick. It is sad. I mean, I'm all about news. I love true crime. I love hearing about the facts in the case. That's why I like watching after. When everything's said and done and we have all the information, I love it. It's great. We get, whoever can lay it all out real nice and
Mhm.
smooth and keep me entertained, while they're doing it. I love that because we know everything. We have the facts in the case. Right now in this crap, it's not true crime. It's true speculation. I call it I wanna come up with a new community called True Accident Community because it seems like all these things have been accidents of recent, and these people are trying to turn them into something else. It's crazy, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
my final thought on it all. I thank you for having me up again,
Hey, thanks for coming up, Packless. I
under better
appreciate you.
circumstances
Hope to
than
see you
last time.
again.
Yep,
Okay.
have a great one.
Okay, you too. I guess Melissa J didn't answer me. Mandy, did you want to come up? Did you want to come up and talk about that, Mandy? Or did anybody want to come up? If an yeah, you don't hide your child if it's an accident. If you are high on drugs and something happened, um, I don't know. We don't know what happened to him, but yeah, thank you, Packless. Appreciate you. Um, you know what? They hate themselves. Yeah, the yelling that people are doing at these people in this home is just like, who has that much rage in them to yell at somebody and want them to suffer? Okay, Mandy, that's cool. Hey, souls. Oh, yeah. Well, we've just been talking about the the whole thing. Here, we can watch another one of these.
Oh yeah. And if they get more, we're gonna
Wait a second.
we're not taking stuff for Quinton Charge. We just want to post it where we want.
Right. I'm just having trouble with my. There we go. All right. So here's another little clip of this time we've got Billy Joe on camera. She's on Cher's channel the other night, and um, this is this is what was going on, with the family. The family had come out front and were interacting a little bit with the crowd. The people out there just going at them, and I'm just doing a little bit of fair use video here of this.
Yard. We just want them posted where we want them.
Right.
So this was after the family had pulled up justice for Quentin signs that were along the easement by the street on their side of the street, and um, they had thrown them in the back of a pickup and driven off with them.
Why can I not see Jason?
Woo! Justice for Quinn! Justice for Quinn! Justice for Quinn!
So when the family's yelling justice for Quinton, I'm not being dumb here. I'm not playing dumb, but I don't understand. When you're yelling justice for Quinton and the prime suspect is sitting there in a lawn chair, like, what does that mean? Anybody? Can y'all explain to me what that means? Again, I don't know why whatever happened between that night and that next morning when the police were called. Were they looking? How much time did they spend actually looking for this little boy, or did they already have him there? Were they out hiding his body?
Justice for Quinn! Woo! How's that? They did. They did not. They were shooting us a bird, but we were still waving at them.
Share, I'm sorry, share. Share. Help them to get somebody to help them that won't help them instigate what's going on. Please go visit them, hang out with them, do whatever. But when you get there, please find somebody to help them and not cause this kind of help. You helped them do this on camera the other day. It's not a good look for them. It's not a good look, in my opinion. Hey, Lola Roo. These YouTube drama creators protesting outside the family's home have defamed their monetization and their channels. Yes, CLM. That's what I'm saying. And they're out there again today. Can y'all take a day off? I thought they went out to look for some evidence or something, and they were gone supposedly for an hour this morning, and they're back. And they're back at the home yelling and screaming. Say no to drugs. Yeah. I don't either. I don't get it. I don't think that this family should come out front. I don't think that they should interact with these people. I don't think they should run out there and grab yard signs. I mean, you're feeling like a caged animal. Do something about that. You've got a whole backyard. It's not like you can't get some fresh air or anything. You've got your whole backyard. Why you got to come out here and fight with people and go on YouTube?
Justice for Quinton.
Why can't I see Chasing Truth?
I don't know if you could see any of them out there. I'm putting the more balloons up.
That's good. I mean, let them do that.
Huh?
Nothing wrong with balloons being put up, y'all. I don't get it.
I said, that's good. Let them do that.
Yeah.
Let them put balloons up. Let them do something that's actually
Nice.
something positive. Yes.
Contributing to Quinton.
Yeah. I'm going to
He
slow down
deserves to
chat.
be loved, not beat down out here every day and screamed upon. This is his home. This is his home. This is where he lives.
This is his home. It was his home. Unfortunately, the police have declared that they don't think he's alive anymore. And you know, going out there in the front yard and talking, I just don't see how you're helping his memory or yeah. Mel, I don't. What's so funny, Cher? Is she laughing? It is a very dysfunctional appearing home, in my opinion. Yeah, he isn't coming home because of whatever y'all did to him or let happen to him. Like, if he got out of the house and drowned in that pool, that's on the family because there are ways you can protect a pool, like put a fence around it to keep a 20-month-old from going in the pool or whatever happened to him. But the babysitter did say that she found the two little boys in the pool one day by themselves. And I don't know how nothing happened to them that day. Right? Mm.
A drawing they made of Quinton. I'm going to send it to you. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow, that's so beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. And yeah, Cher needs a life coach, right, Mark? Yeah, Mel, I don't see how two little boys didn't drown if the babysitter found them. So, do y'all believe the babysitter when she said that? Do y'all not believe her? Here, I can make a poll. I could make a poll. She does broken? What case did she do this besides the Wells? And it's okay. I mean, she can do whatever she wants to do. I just wish that she would help the family. And this kind of stuff, in my opinion, doesn't help the family.
I am doing my best to hold it together out here.
You're doing great.
I really am.
You're doing great. Just Chasing Truth is here.
I don't know if this is going to be in this clip or not, but Billy Joe was out there drinking monster drinks. And if you've ever had an energy drink, well, if you're high, if your anxiety's really high and you're drinking monster drinks, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. And, you know, that's the first thing I would do. I mean, as from the wisdom and knowledge that I have in my life, if I were to be the one to go in and or have, be in Cher's chair right there, I'd be like, the first thing y'all need to do is let's get y'all a healthy meal. Let's get y'all some let's drink some water and let's get a good night's sleep. There's ways you can get sleep with noise outside. Um, let's get y'all in a better mental place and stop with these energy drinks if your anxiety's high, and let's rest and let's get our minds clear as we can get our minds, and then let's strategize about how to deal with what's going on. That would be my take, but I'm not a life coach, so what do I know?
And I love this baby so much.
Probably Lolaru.
I need to talk to her.
Girl, I took these sunglasses off my face like 2 years and 3 weeks. So
It has nothing to do with caring about her approach, right? It's much deeper than that. I don't drink the energy drinks of any kind. Me either. What is a cola? Like, what is the deal with her jaw? Is that just her, or is there because y'all keep saying that, and I've talked to you a lot, and some of y'all don't know me, but I've talked to you a lot about my cocaine use back in the 90s, and I don't remember anybody having. Of course, you don't remember much when you're doing drugs, but I don't remember anybody having what somebody just called a cola uh mouth or something. Yeah, you might as well say you don't care about the children. And that babysitter. Yeah, I agree. The babysitter's been talking since day one. Yes, noise canceling headphones. If the lights are shining too bright, you can cover your windows. You can go to the side of the house that the lights aren't shining into. There's ways. I bet you could do all that with the money you'd spend in, like, I don't know, 5 minutes on some drugs. Holy water. 5-gallon bucket of holy water on the way. Would this content be against TOS? Mine or hers? I mean, they are inciting unruliness and maybe violence. Yes. You just need to go back in your house. Go in your backyard, get away from the crowd. The police came and asked them to move. Drug jaw. I've never heard of drug jaw. Too much meth and coke, Cinnamon Bear. I didn't know that. Simpletons. Cola jaw. Really? I gotta look this up. I didn't, like I said, oh, it is gonna come up. Oh. What is Coca-Cola jaw? Says cocaine comes in second as the most trafficked illegal substance in the entire world. Highly addictive, blah, blah. What is coke jaw? So it's a powerful stimulant, y'all all know that, and it leads to side effects like coke jaw clenching, the muscle in your mouth twitch, and sporadic movements. A person with coke jaw movements will grind their teeth and move their mouth from side to side in an erratic fashion. Coke jaw is a physical side effect that leads to other complications within the mouth. Why didn't I know about this? Wow. Why didn't I know about coke jaw? I've been hearing this since this case started, but I didn't know. Oh, wow. But I know that it's bad on your teeth. And I know that a lot of times when people, I used to grind my teeth in my sleep. I don't know if I still do. Oh, yeah, anonymous. It could be as simple as that. Excessive prolonged use of drugs. Wow, I never did. Once I quit doing that, like, I was with this guy and we did it for, I don't know. I always say like around a year. I have no idea. Um, as soon as I said, get the F out of my house, be gone, I've never touched I never touched any of it. I never was around it. I never had it, any temptation. Yeah, I just did. It is a real thing. Wow. Bad fitting dentures. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you do, Mel? Yeah, you can cover your windows. Mama knows best. I didn't say hey earlier. I was Packless was talking. I didn't want to interrupt, but welcome. She's on a bender. Oh, it's not ill-fitting dentures. Heavy former addicts. Wow. Many antipsychotic drugs. So she could be on medication for something.
Now Leilani's walking over to Mr. White's house. I don't know about.
Oh, can you see
She's
that,
over there
Billy?
hugging Mr. Can you?
Can you see that?
No, oh, no.
So, I got a couple more of those, but I don't know if I want to share them or not. I would think that I would think so too, Anonymous. As a welder, let's just see. It could depend on if she is like if she has her own welding business, if she's working as an independent welder. Do welding jobs need drug tests? Yes, some welding jobs do require drug tests. So it's dependent upon the company that hires you. And so like if you basically it's not, you wouldn't have to be. Maybe she has a job where they don't test her. Yeah, me too, Souls. I would go on a bender now if I were her. Hey, Andrea Mom, welcome. She's a pipe fitter. Isn't she an underwater welder? Wow, I didn't know that. She's in a union. She is not an underwater welder, just a welder. My guess is that she may just work for I mean, I don't know if she's being I don't know if she's on drugs. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's what's wrong with her jaw or anything like that. I don't know why I'm even going on that little side bender there. But, just 1 second. Okay. So, basically, we've come to the conclusion here that the protesters need to go home. They need to leave the family alone, and all in my opinion, of course. But this has all gotten. It's just a huge circus, and if you're gonna if you're gonna go down there, my opinion, share. If you're gonna go down there and help the family, get them somebody who can actually help them while you're there. Get somebody to help them. Um, Somebody who has knowledge of how to deal with the public and the police and everything in a situation like this, because it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. And if you're going to go down there and go live with her from the home and everything, it's just going to stir up more trouble. You can buy fake pee and clean pee. Yes, you can, Mel. You sure can. Yeah. Do y'all know, does it eventually stop if you quit using drugs, or? Oh, they're looking in an abandoned house? Yeah, hire them a lawyer. Like, um, find somebody, I don't know, find some help. Money hungry. Yes. Everybody's always about all the money. Yeah, Cher's going down there, Ebel. She's going to stay with the family because the family's really gotten, she just feels like a really attachment to Billy Joe, I think. And Billy Joe has an attachment to her or something. And so, yeah, she's going to go down there. Oh, right, Andrea Mom, that would add a little bit more difficulty there because there are already people out there wearing masks, but hmm, it stops after a while. Yeah, well, Cher's a life coach. She just became a life coach, and as far as life coaching goes, it's not like being a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a lot of things. There's no certification that is viewed upon as a legitimate profession. It's not saying that you can't be a good life coach. It's just saying that there's no regulations for it. There's no board that you have to be part of that has to approve you. You simply can put on by your name that you're a life coach. There's not any regulations, but there are courses you can take and everything. But if your life is not in a really good place, I wouldn't think that being a life coach would be all that great either. Like, yeah, Croc. I know. Yeah, trauma bonding. That's not going to be a good look. I'm just trying to say, my opinion. Yeah, it's a certificate, and there's hundreds of places, maybe thousands, where you can get certified as a life coach. Doesn't mean you know shit about shit. Yeah, how can it go wrong? Yep. Yeah, she is packless. She's planning to stay there for 10 days. 10 days. Yeah, Lola Roo, that's what I've heard. Yeah, she's a life coach who left the US to be with a man she met online. This is what I've heard. I don't know if it's true in Canada, and there are children here that are hers, and it just doesn't bode well with me that you're life coach. What are you life coaching them about? How are you helping this family? Like, what are you doing for them? Life coach, right. Cher has come a long way. She has. If she has a criminal record, then she isn't going anywhere, does she? 4 kids, 1 is an adult, but still like 19. Oh, I didn't know all that. Okay, guys. Well, I could talk about this all day. My opinion is that these people need to chill out. quit trying to make a buck off of the back of a probably murdered child. Um, at the very least, at the very, very least, these people have hidden and covered up a, uh, you can't just disappear somebody. What were they thinking? They were obviously weren't thinking, but they need to chill out, stay in your yard, stay in your home. The protesters need to go back to their homes and just talk about whatever you want to on YouTube, but get out of these people's faces. Like, you're going to get somebody hurt, somebody else is going to get killed, and that's going to be on y'all. If y'all are down there taunting and harassing people, if you're interfering with things and it causes the police not to have a case, that's on you as well. So think about that. Dolly and uh, Bullhorn Betty and Cher and Molly Golightly, who's supposedly going down there as well, pass a COVID test. So, y'all, I'm gonna go. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk soon. And I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.